Is this where my bedroom was? No, down here. Yeah, here we go. Hey, pup. Oi, nap time. Hey, what's up, pups? It's Vixie. I hope you're having a great day and hopefully it gets better. Welcome back to Minecraft. It's been a hot minute since we've done the wolf quest, and I think it's more than an excuse to be able to hop back in and usher in the new year with what is potentially one of my favorite fallback series. And as you can see, I'm actually deciding to try running shaders, because shaders look nice. In exchange, my PNG tuber isn't here, but hey, less things for Snowy to edit, right? But of course, before we get into anything, we have to cover the comment of the week, which I did grab, but I closed. So I actually grabbed it this time. I just closed the image for some reason. So I picked out this comment from Dr. Calico, where they actually answer my question of what they were eating. They weren't eating anything at the time, but that's beside the point. They listened to me when I asked. All in all, I just thought this comment was kind of funny because of all of the different things that they listed. But if you would like to be the next comment of the week, we're actually going to have a theme this week to celebrate the return after the hiatus of the Minecraft series. So, tell you what, leave a comment on the next thing that I should build in Minecraft. It can be functional, it can be aesthetic, it can be completely pointless whatsoever. If it's just something you want to see me build in Minecraft, I will pick out my favorite and/or the highest voted comment, and I will build it in the next episode. Just to motivate myself to, record more Minecraft, because we haven't really recorded Minecraft in a while, and I want to get back into it because I love this world of ours. Make sure to leave a comment down below of what I should build if you would like to be the next comment of the week, and with that, we will actually be getting into playing the Minecrafting. Now, I have a few things on the docket for this here episode. As you can see from my XP bar, I did some off-screen grinding, and I have bones and arrows and such. I have plenty more bones actually at our skeleton spawn. Hello, Wallace. Good to see you, buddy. But I just figured I would take a 264 stacks on my way back here. First and foremost, main thing that I want to do is grab my utensils, because I totally forgot to do that. As I mentioned, if I did mention this, I'm using shaders and not using my PNG tuber, so hopefully things will look extra nice and whatnot, and Snowy doesn't have to worry about color correcting to make the colors more vibrant, because this is just what Minecraft looks like. The thing I wanted to do for this episode is we need resources, because let's see, materials here. Yeah, we are living in poverty here. All we have is iron, gold, and 8 diamonds. We need more resources. That is what we're going to be doing in this episode, because I feel like it's been a hot minute since we last had a adventurous resource dedicated thing under our belt to take care of. I feel like that'll be a nice shift from the monotony of building our house. And wow, it really has been a while, hasn't it? You look good, congratulations. But on top of the fact that we need to, get resources and make things better, we also need to figure out a situation for our dillos here. Yeah, there we go. Because right now they're just kind of hanging out on the enchantment table, which we could get some enchanting done, but I might check that later. Oh, I didn't put the floor in. This is apparently something we need to do as well. But let's check in on our villagers here, because it is definitely function over form down here, but I did some research into how the drop tables for villagers works, because they changed them at one point, and I didn't know how they worked anymore. So it turns out, I believe every level or every 2 levels, something like that, there is a chance that a librarian can have a random enchanted book, including mending. So, in theory, we don't need to max rank a villager, we just need to keep rolling through the different levels and resetting them until we get an enchanted book that we want, ideally mending. Because, let's see, tools over here, we can skip this whole deal of learning, how to fight with an axe if we can just enchant our trident with mending, and I think that's much more interesting. So that's what I want to do. But before literally anything else, we have some stuff to do. Maybe we'll end up doing that extra thing that I thought about doing of actually amending my my farm, which I just realized I'm using a invisible armor texture pack, so we're gonna take that off real quick. We can't be having our armor stands be non-armored and not stands, because look how much more aesthetic that looks. We still got to fill in these last few with, armor. But we have to get there first, so baby steps. What am I gonna do? I feel like 15 steak is not gonna tide us. What are you doing in the axolotl pond? Oh, speaking of, Blue, Goldie. Oh, they're under the bridge. Okay. Hold on, Blue, Goldie, come on. It's been a little bit. I've returned. I've come home. You've seen me again. You can see me again. You will see me again. Look at this. Now for this pig situation we've got. I kind of want to game end that pig, but we don't really need to. What we do need is food. And I guess for the time being, we could subsist on bread. I was kind of thinking about overhauling our farm situation and starting with that whole, you know, automated harvesting system I got. Hello, Howie. Good to see you, buddy. It has been a hot minute. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to be a little bit more, what's the word? Not conducive. Close, but it's like, you know, you do it. It starts with this. Consistent. Thank you. Consistent. I'm trying to get more consistent with my Minecraft videos, but, you know, it's a whole thing. Yeah, totally. But ideally, you should be seeing me more. But it's good to see you, buddy. So let's grab all these eggy that we have real quick and just kind of see if we can't knock out a few more chickens. No. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I will probably breed my cows and game end the cows that, you know, did the breeding, and then I'll probably subsist off of bread for the time being until I can get my, like, better farm set up, and we can start subsisting off of vegetables. We adopt a vegan lifestyle, except not vegan, because, you know, I'm still gonna, like, use milk for stuff. Still gonna use animal products, of course, but maybe we go with, you know, like, what's that fancy term for someone who eats, like, plants and fish specifically? It's, like, something pescatarian. Pescatarian just means you eat fish, but there's a fancy term for if you eat fish and also plants. Basically saying you don't eat, like, you know, animal meat, which I think is a little bit silly, but hey, you know what? It ain't none of my business. Though, just to specify, I did specifically mean differentiating fish and animal meat, because they're still both animals. It's just fish are shaped different. But, you know, people have their reasons, so I'm no one to judge. So eat whatever you like. Whatever makes you happy, I'm happy for you. So long as it's not like rocks, because that'll probably kill you at some point. Hello, cows. Do the thing, please. Coos. Cows. Coos. There's actually not a whole lot of coos, so maybe I'll just go straight bread for a little bit. Yeah, we'll subsist off of bread for our adventure. Hey, Howie. Once we get, you know, all of the resources that I wish to have and whatnot, materials, then meat, then farm, and then that'll be good, because we have a steady amount of gold now, so we could start subsisting off of golden carrots. I need to stop putzing around. I need to focus on the task at hand. Materials, then meat, then farm. Which I did remember, now that I have access to the nether and therefore glowstone, I could start putting up those, like, fancy, like, glowing shrubs I keep mentioning to make this a little bit more aesthetically lit and such. Hey, Howie. But that'll all come in due time. Right now, we need bread. Burp. Okay, that's not enough. That's not enough to make me comfy. So we're gonna grab all of our wheat. The cows are fed, so we don't have to worry about that for a while. We're just gonna go with 15 steak and 34 bread, and that should be more than enough for our expedition. Ideally, hopefully. Do I have a shield? No, never had a shield because I wanted to use my crossbow. I don't think I mentioned this in the actual video, but I'm using Astralex shaders, and the night sky is entirely the reason that I use Astralex shaders. Aside from that it's, like, well optimized and runs really good. Because look at this! We got an aurora, we got a nebula, we got constellations. It's beautiful. I love it. I need my crossbow. Where's my crossbow? Multi-shot quick charge 2, unbreaking 3. Actually, you know what? Maybe that's what we'll do with our levels here. Just make sure that they go somewhere. No. What I'm gonna do, because this is goated, right? Yeah, this pickaxe is goated, so we're sticking with that. What we're gonna do is we're going to enchant one, if not both, of these fine iron pickaxes and see if we can't get some goodness on one of them, so we don't have to risk losing our goated diamond pickaxe should any silliness befall us. Though I will have plenty of levels afterwards, so maybe I will make a second crossbow. That is very satisfying how they're lined up like that. So now we have 2 iron pickaxes to enchant and 3 crossbows to enchant. I put away my lapis because I'm not very smart. But let's see if we can't get something a little bit more spicy than the situation we had with our previous crossbow, because I'm not super pumped about it. I would prefer to have piercing, probably, rather than multi-shot. Hello, Dillos. Good to see you. Okay, let's do pickaxe first. Unbreaking 3, efficiency 4. Not great, but fortune 3. Yes. Ooh, goated iron pickaxe. Exactly what I was looking for. Hot diggity duggy. So I think actually we'll just keep the broken one with us for, like, mining cobble or something, and then we can use, I guess we could merge these just to have a goated iron pickaxe, but I'm not sure if that's worth the levels. I'll probably do that just to maximize the amount of stuff, because this whole situation is about us amassing immaculate wealth. So if we have a fortune or efficiency 5 pickaxe, I don't think fortune 4 exists. I think it stopped at 3, but having an efficiency 5 pickaxe, that'll be good. Piercing 3! Piercing 3, unbreaking 3. All right. Now, if we can get quick charge on here, we are going to merge that crossbow, because that is basically just what it wants. I wonder if we take our current crossbow and we merge it with the post-merge crossbow that I'm going to make. Hold on, we gotta discharge it safely. Alright, I can make it so it takes the piercing and ignores the multi-shot. That would be ideal, because I would love to have quick charge. Oh, but this is quick charge too. Oh no. Okay, maybe we will make one more crossbow. We have one more crossbow. Where did that come from? So now we have 2 iron pickaxes to enchant and 3 crossbows to enchant. I did make 3. I made 3. Oh, wow. Brain is not fully awake yet. Meh? Piercing 4. It goes up to 4? Oh. Wow, it's just piercing. I assume it stops at 4. So I guess I could merge these two together to get piercing 4, unbreaking 3 crossbow, and then it's just a matter of getting the quick charge. We will potentially get right meow. Multi-shot. Piss nuggets. Well, didn't quite work out the way I wanted, but hey, that's we have a farm, so XP isn't really a problem to us. We're just going to disenchant both of the crossbows. This one has served us well, but we got some goodness going here. So we are just going to plop these into our chest here. We're gonna grab, we'll grab 3 stacks of arrows just to make sure that we got plenty to tide us over. We'll probably merge the crossbows. I don't think we'll have enough to merge the pickaxes, which is I'm not overly broken up about. They're just iron pickaxes, who cares? We gotta make sure that we're fully prepared for this outing. That's why this this intro sequence has already been like 5 minutes long, 10 minutes long. However, Snowy did it, whatever. Let's give it a name, because this is gonna be our crossbow for the time being. Lady Mercy. Yeah, that's a cool name. What do you think about that, pup? Oops, sorry, flagging you. You think Lady Mercy is a cool name? 11 levels, and if we merge this, we now get Efficiency 5, Fortune 3, Unbreaking 3, Iron Pickaxe. Hot diggity duggy. So now we have a burnable, easily replicable iron pickaxe that we can burn instead of our fancy diamond pickaxe. I almost said crossbow. Hey, Enderfriend. You look great, by the way. I'm gonna be going out on another adventure. I know I just got home, but just need you to hold down the fort, make sure all the pups are okay. Alright, cool. You understand. So I'll be back in a day or two, maybe? Good seeing you. I'll be back in a little bit. So now that we have all of our resources out of the way and such, let's pick a direction and head that way. And in the meantime, I can say, if you enjoy my videos and whatnot, make sure to leave a comment, tell me what you enjoyed about it, to maybe leave a like, subscribe potentially. I do kind of want to put a cobblestone wall all the way around our property, just to kind of like delineate where our property actually lies, you know? So we have plenty of space to work with, and, you know, potentially that is peculiar. I must have missed a log. I will fix that on my way back. But I feel like mapping out the bounds of the property outside of, you know, the pink trees and such will be very helpful for when I get your suggestions in the comments and I pick something to build. Is that a pigman? It was raining. Whoa! A pig got struck by lightning and he turned into a pigman. Wow, that's so rare. That's interesting. I kind of want to keep him around. I don't know that I have a name tag though, because they all go to my pups. You're not going to despawn, all right? When a pig is struck by lightning and turns into a zombie pigman, do they retain the like spawn conditions of the pig, or do they gain the spawn conditions of a zombie pigman? Which is to say, does he despawn now that he's not an animal? No name tags. Well, bye Wallace. I'm gonna go on an adventure, so I'll see you a little bit. It's a shame we're not playing like the snapshot or the new update or whatever of Minecraft, because apparently they finally made it so you can craft name tags, which I don't understand why they didn't do that in the first place. Depending on the type of player that you are, you might never end up using name tags anyway, so I don't have a utility boat or a bucket. I don't know why they never made it so you can just make name tags, because they're not overly valuable. They're just rare because you can't craft them. But either way, that's enough yapping from me. Snowy, we're gonna do circle spin. Do this circle spin transition and bring us over to the future where we have found a cave and are going to go exploring. Thank you. Is this potentially... I'm seeing a lot of copper and not much else, so maybe we have been here before, but I don't remember it because I didn't... I didn't educate myself by watching one of my prior Minecraft videos before starting this. I just wanted to play Minecraft, so I think we are going to dive down into this this crater here and give it a look-see, because it definitely looks real cool. Hopefully, there's an adventure to be had, and it's not just a crater and actually leads somewhere. And I think we'll start off by getting some more coal, because we have plenty of furnaces in our giant crapinator that we need to fill up. So, as I mentioned in a prior episode, I don't really use crossbows. So that's kind of what I'm committing to using a crossbow in this playthrough here. So I'm wondering if, since I have, piercing on this crossbow and I can shoot through enemies and stuff, will that make it so I can actually shoot through and retrieve my arrows? Oh, hello. Hold on. I think those are diamonds right down there. I can't really tell because of the color correction and whatnot, but I think those might be diamonds, but they could also be lapis. I'm not sure that I would be able to see diamonds from the surface, but I think most definitely we're going to head down there real quick. Maybe we'll just kind of dig down a little bit and head in this direction, and maybe we can use our bucket to fill out that lava there with cobble by dousing it. Or not dowsing, but dousing. Extinguishing. Dowsing is different. Has nothing to do with water, ironically. You know the thing they do with like 2 sticks or whatever to find ghosts or something? Oh, I think that is... I still can't tell. That looks like lapis. That format looks like lapis, which we do need purely for, enchanting and such. So it's not overly terrible that there's lapis. I think we all know what we would have preferred. Is there any convenient way down? I don't think there is. Put Lady Mercy away for a little bit so I can see. And we'll just have like 3 torches up here to say that this is where we come down. And let's start making our way down. Maybe I should have kept that other enchanted iron pickaxe I had just to make, me not waste durability by digging down like this, which I'm pretty sure was my original plan, but I just didn't do it because there's a lot going on in my brain right now. Hey, more iron. Hot diggity duggy. Alright, where are we at? Still not quite there, but we're getting there. And let's just box this in so we can get all of our nice bluey goodness. So with that in mind, it has unbreaking. It's a strong thing. It can survive a little bit more. Whew, but I can't survive that, so we're gonna dig into the wall a little bit more. Oop. Oh, hello. Ow. Be gone, ya. Get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, that's what we wanted, baby. Okay, hold on. Let me sort my shit real quick. Anyone else want to tussle with me? Oh, yeah, you. Shot. Jump shot. Ah! Jump shot. Still got him. Hey, big dog, how you doing? Alright, I can pick my arrows back up. Alright, cool. So there's a room for, margin of error and whatnot. I might shoot into lava or something like that. But largely, I think I should be good. It just kind of... I don't know why I thought that would explode when I dropped it in, but I really, really did for a second. We should be kind of good. So in theory, our skeleton farm really is just for XP and bones. By the way, in my own time, I have been playing a little bit more of modded Minecraft, just, for my own experience. And it has come to my attention that I am very much old head when it comes to mods. So there's not really a whole lot of, new mods and such that I really know about. And even though it doesn't necessarily entail new mods and whatnot, I did have the idea of, since we're going to be playing here and whatnot in this lovely world of ours for some time, I did have the idea that if you have any mods or something that you would like to see me install going forward, now that the cherry's been popped, so to speak, and we have mods in our series here, it could be interesting to have some people suggest some mods to download, whether they be QOL or just convenient stuff, or maybe just a little bit extra content that you'd like to see. I'd like to keep it largely vanilla plus, but maybe I'll add in a couple extra fancy things for just a little bit of flavor going forward. If this tends, wow, this is so much iron. Hot. I was gonna say hot diggity duggy again, but you know what? Fuck it. I'll just have that be my fucking catchphrase. All right, keep an eye out for hot diggity duggy t-shirts, everyone. They're coming soon. Totally coming soon. Subscribe to the Patreon, get a discount on the first batch of hot diggity duggy t-shirts. But yeah, I kind of like the idea of taking suggestions for mods and rolling through them, seeing if they work, and potentially adding them to the series. Just have a little bit more. Ooh, that's a block of raw iron. Nice. Have a little bit more involvement with the people watching the Minecraft series as well, because this isn't just my favorite series. This is plenty of people's favorite series as well, as they have told me, and that's one of the many reasons I wanted to bring it back. On top of the fact that it's fucking Minecraft, and I love this game. I thought that was a spider for a second, but it's just redstone, which we don't really need, I don't think. So I'm gonna ignore it. We can always come back for it. Do you kind of want to head back up to the surface? I don't have many torches, so I'll probably be very sparse with the torches I spend here going forward, but it actually pertains to what I was going to mention. Kind of want to head back up towards the surface and get more coal, because I'm not too jazzed about the amount of coal we have in our giant crapinator back at home. Could definitely use more, because especially now that we have this goated iron pickaxe and such, I would prefer not to burn through all of my coal like instantaneously. So yeah, I guess on top of the comment of the week prompt and everything, if you have any like mods or something that you would want to see added to the series, make sure to plop them down below. If nothing else, I'll read them and I'll acknowledge it. I tend to like and love and heart every comment I get that's not like, you know, hate or whatever, because if I've never said this in a video, I read all of my comments, no matter the content. If you look closely and you actually read my descriptions, it actually says basically those exact words, but I'm not sure how many people read all of my descriptions, because a lot of it's just kind of fluff. Get more search results, stuff like that, make me show up more when people search for things. You know, all that complicated YouTuber stuff that you care about. I think we have plenty of iron. Oh, hey, big dog, how you doing? Wow. Bip. In terms of mods, I do have a few in mind that I would like to add, but there is a little bit of complications in that I'm running, probably should have mentioned, Fabric is the mod loader I'm using, and this is version 1.21.4, I believe? It says in OBS. This is Minecraft version 1.21.4. So if you have any Fabric mods for that Minecraft version that you would like to suggest, make sure to leave them in comments below. But I have a few in mind that I would like, but I don't know if they are compatible with my, you know, version of Minecraft and the mod loader I'm using. Because, all right, I'm going to go off for a second. Minecraft has too many mod loaders. There's too many, and I don't like it. Every time I'm like, you know what? I want to do some modded Minecraft, so I'm going to do some modded Minecraft. I always end up being like, all right, I'm going to try this loader because it exists for a reason, so surely there's like something it has over the other mod loaders. And usually it's just like, oh, we load mods faster or something. I'm grabbing more iron even though I said I had enough. The mole mentality, it consumes all of us. But yeah, Minecraft has too many mod loaders. At first it was just Forge. Back in my day, it was just Forge. And I was fine with that. Was Forge the best? No, but it was the only one. So we just kind of dealt with it and we were happy. We were just like, hey, Minecraft is moddable, cool. And then Fabric came out and it was like, hey, it's like Forge, but it's better. It's made better and whatnot. Ow. So hey, guess what, mod creators? You now don't have to use specifically Forge because you can use Fabric instead. And it's like got these benefits or whatever. And then people were like, oh yeah, okay, let's try this Fabric thing. And people started making mods for Fabric, and existing mods got converted to Fabric and whatnot. Annoyingly, some mods, whether because they're too old and, you know, the project is dead and whatnot, they didn't get updated to Fabric, or maybe the person who made the mod just doesn't like Fabric and they just didn't want to bother. So you're missing out on all these mods that you may potentially have really loved as a kid, or, you know, whenever you played it, but now you can't because they're Forged specifically and all of your other mods are on Fabric. But largely Fabric was like accepted and people were just like, all right, this is a thing we're using now, because like look at all these things it can do that Forge can't. Isn't that cool? And then for some reason, at some point, someone was like, you know what, Fabric is old hat. We're gonna make Quilt now, and it's gonna be like Fabric. So, sort of like Fabric was Forge, but better. This Quilt is Fabric, but better. What does it do different? I couldn't fucking tell you, but it's better. People started making mods for Quilt, and less people than the people who made mods for Fabric, but like, I mean, I guess it is another mod loader they can use. And then Forge was like, oh, hey, well, I don't think it was specifically the Forge people, but hey, you remember Forge? Everyone remembers Forge. There's plenty of people that still use Forge for like version 1.6 or whatever. Well, now we've got Neo Forge. It's Forge, but new. So now it's like, it is literally Forge, but like it's different. Forge mods are compatible with Neo Forge, so you don't have to pick one or the other. Just kidding. Minecraft updated, so now you need to pick one or the other. So what the fuck is the point of Neo Forge existing? So now you have like 75 different mod loaders that are all incompatible with each other, that don't share the same mods, and you have to independently make mods for a specific mod loader. When people inevitably ask to say, hey, is this for Fabric? And they say, why isn't this for Fabric? You then have to update that to be like, okay, I'm either not going to make this for Fabric, so stop asking, or I'm going to have to remake the mod for Fabrics to get people to show up. And then people complain, why isn't this for Quilt? Why isn't this for Neo Forge? It's just It makes me deeply angry. As someone who doesn't really download mod packs and tends to just make mod packs for their own enjoyment with all the mods that they want to use, it is a colossal pain in the ass how many fucking mod loaders there are. It seems that every time I pick a mod loader and I'm like, all right, this is the one I'm going to do for this installation, I get all of the mods I want. A lot of the mods that I intended to use are both for Fabric and Forge, or Neoforge, or whatever. I tend to just use Forge and Fabric. I don't bother with Quilt and Neoforge. And I get all these mods and such, and then I remember, oh yeah, this specific mod is the reason I wanted to mod Minecraft. So I need to get that real quick. And I look at this one mod that is the mod that I had planned to use in that installation, and it's not available for that mod loader. But I've already made the mod pack, so I just have to say, all right, fuck it, I'll find an alternative or just skip it and play until I get bored. And then I play for like an hour, and I'm disappointed because I don't have that mod that I wanted, and I never play that installation again. Like, it is such a hassle. It is such a hassle. And you can probably tell how passionately I feel about this and how much of a problem I have with how many mod loaders Minecraft has by the fact that I just yapped about it for the past like 5 minutes and very rarely stuttered. At least on the particular points I wanted to make. Obviously, you know, between words and between sentences I'll fuck up. But if that does not indicate how passionately I am about the amount of mod loaders that Minecraft now has in the year of our Lord 2026, I am seeing diamonds in the distance. There's no way that's not. Hold on, it's lapis. Ugh! I'm having that old school Minecraft 1.5 experience of seeing blue in the distance and assuming it's diamonds. What level am I at, even? -4. We're getting pretty close to being able to see diamonds, but I'm not finding much. Whoa! Speak of the devil and he shall appear. I think that's exactly one. But diamonds is diamonds, baby. That's why we came down here. We got 4 out of it. Thank you. We're going to do a little bit of diggy around it just to make sure that was the only one. That might have been the only one. Okay, cool. Well, you know what? We got 4 diamonds out of 1 block, so I'm going to consider that a win. And speaking of immaculate wealth... Ooh, I thought that was much deep. Copper? Copper. Speaking of immaculate wealth, why don't I very quickly say a huge shout out to all of my current patrons. I love you all so much. If you would like to support me in the channel, was that a glow squid I heard? I remember they make noise. Shut up here, Brian. Hold on. Okay, I think I'm going insane. Good. But a huge shout out to all of my current patrons. I love you all so much. If you would like to support me in the channel, you can do so on Patreon for just $5 a month and get a bunch of cool perks, such as work in progress art, whether it be for thumbnails or just something I have to be working on, full resolution art, including for thumbnails. You'll get early access to all of my videos and access to a special channel where I host all of my director's cut and uncut content for your viewing pleasure. Additionally, if you want to support me, but you don't want to deal with a monthly subscription, which I totally understand, you can just buy some of my art, because, with a few exceptions, most of my art is just available for a one-time purchase as well. So if any of that strikes you fancy, make sure to head down to the link in the description and check out my Patreon. Once again, a huge shout out to all of my current patrons, of course. And now that that's out of the way, I think we might potentially head home and unload, because we do have a little bit of diamonds, but I'm not seeing a whole lot more out of this cave. I think I'm just going to head home, offload our iron, and I will see you in a little bit. Oh, hey, look who stayed. Good to see you, buddy. And of course... Oh... Enderlady. Of course, the first night back, we can't even enjoy the beautiful night sky because it's raining. But hey, you know what? The rain and the lantern effects, I'd say this is its own vibe. And before anything, we have a bunch of random crap to offload. Hello, everyone. I'm home. Good to see you. Hello, Miss Enderfriend. How you doing today? Or tonight? Yeah, I know you're concerned about the rain, but hey, that's why you got the zoning, right? Yeah, see? Midas understands. Alright, let's see. I have 18. Ooh, that's inconvenient. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do something that I usually do that I didn't do here for some reason. And we're gonna get a consolidation chest. What is a consolidation chest, you might ask? Well, if you fucking be patient and just listen for a second, I'd show you. Behold, our giant crapinator. It's big, obnoxious, and Cerberus is guarding it. However, consolidation chest. So now, we take all of our coal, and we spread it out over 18 here. Yes, like this. And I think I actually will do proper consolidation, which I had meat in these furnaces. Oh, wow. Look at me preparing myself the last time I got on to farm. That never happens. Take all this crap, spread it out over the 18, and does it math well? Not quite. But that's okay. Now we just do that. And now we can go ahead and go one by one and get it nice and consolidated. Is this slower than just doing it in my inventory? Yes, but this way I don't actually have to remove anything from my inventory to do it. And I would do the same with our iron and gold, which we'll do gold first because we have less of it. Actually, which we can spread it out as such. Our coal is going to be immediately uneven again, but fuck it. Who cares? The important thing is we're making progress and we're actually making some materials. So I think between all this, which I just remember that block of raw iron that I have that I need to do as well, but shut up. Between this and the iron and gold we already have, we're probably good on this for a while. So I think, should I go out again, we'll only be looking for diamonds. That'll do that. I'll deal with the block of raw iron eventually. Oh, it's daytime and still raining. Cool. Okay, well, I was planning to put a wall around my building, my property, but this is what today looks like. And while I vibe with the rain, YouTube's bitrate does not vibe with rain, so maybe potentially we will head back out on another expedition. But I think before I do that, we are definitely going to grab some torches first. Grab 2 stacks, just to be safe about it. Got our travel bench, we got utility boat, got Lady Mercy. I think we should be good to boogie. All right, heading right back out. Which way do we want to head? North is kind of interesting. That's where we found Orca and all. South is to the village of the Nameless Mountain. East we just went, and west is mostly water. So I think we're gonna head south next. Head towards that cherry tree biome that we ran into. I'm sure it'll be interesting over there. So I guess I'll hold on to my talking point that I wanted to mention, because I ain't gonna have the visuals look like this while I speak about it. So here's an idea, Snowy. So well, I'll give you a transition to play with here. I'll do a fancy thing. I'll jump up and you'll transition on the jump when I land. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. Transition. All right. Hold on. I can do that better. Transition. This is real. All right. Transition. Wow, that was cool. The rain cleared up, and there's a rainbow there. I didn't even know this shader pack did that, but that's a rainbow, all right. Anyway, we're still trekking, looking for a cave that I want to actually spelunk into. Most of them have just been, you know, little holes like this, which I do see that... Oi! I do see this little bit of emerald here, so we're going to go ahead and yoink that. I think largely I am going to flat out skip grabbing iron and gold, because we have plenty. Tell you what, just to really drive home the fact that this episode is dedicated to amassing immaculate wealth. Snowy, call this episode... okay, I need to give myself a title that I can actually work with and make a thumbnail for, because... Call it... what can I integrate? Call it... Oh, actually, you know what? Because... she is a she. Enderfriend has evolved to Enderlady. So tell you what, that's a, you know, lore development for Vixie's Minecraft Let's Play. So call this episode Enderlady Immaculate Wealth. Enderlady. Wow, I really can't think of anything. See, this is why Snowy makes all of the titles. That's why I have no influence on the titles whatsoever. That's all her. But I've committed to the bit, so I have to think of something. All right, call it Enderlady blesses me with immaculate wealth. And we'll see if that does anything. If nothing else, I can put Enderlady in the thumbnail, and hopefully that'll be enough to catch people's attention. But can we just sit here and enjoy this for a little bit? Like, oh my lord, isn't this such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shader pack? I love Astralex. It's amazing. Which I am remembering this now. This is where we found our Dillos. I remember where we found our Dillos. Oh, sweet memories. In just 9 short episodes, so many memories have already been made on this Minecraft world. And hey, if you're one of the lucky few that, you know, are watching this after it's all over, or you're rewatching it or whatever in the near future, in the distant future, whatever, you get to experience all of this at once, and you can see everything. Whereas it's several months apart from me and everyone else who was waiting for it live. But hey, you know what? The passage of time comes for us all. Just gonna let that hang for a little bit. But now we actually get to travel under the lights of the aurora and the nebula and the constellations and such. Hello, Baidus. I would prefer not to fight you because I like you. I would really prefer... Actually, you know what? To bring it back to the topic of, you know, too many mod loaders and everything, one of the mods that I'm very upset is not on Fabric is tameable spiders, because I would like to have a spider friend to, you know, bip around with, but no. Oh, hold on. Live update. I just got a notification. Oh, well, okay. Maybe, yeah. Hold on. Yep. So we're actually gonna go ahead and let the world load for a little bit, because I just got a notification of someone leaving a comment on my videos. Hello, baby zombie, you're not part of this right now. I don't usually do this. It's happened a few times though. Let's take a live look at the comment that was just left by Sippy Kitsune. I know them. So bonus comment. Sippy Kitsune said on the last Isaac video, "Fuck it, we ball" is probably my favorite phrase. Always leads to chaos and fun. Cool. You get a like and you get a heart. Thank you, Sippy Kitsune. Keep commenting on my videos. I like seeing you. Anyway, that was a fun detour. God, Look at this. All right, hold on. You guys are really fucking with the atmosphere here. Ayo, ayo, ayo. Back off. Okay, well, hold on. While it's still aesthetic and cool. Get on the tree. Get on the tree. Oh. Fucking, yeah. I swear to God. Wow. Minecraft is really Minecraft. Alright, well that's enough atmospheric coolness. We are looking for you fucking... Okay, can I just say, I think I've mentioned this in the past, but like, whatever update, I think it was 1.6 something, whatever update changed the zombies' like behavior to make it so they can see you from a mile away, and hitting a zombie makes it so like other zombies nearby will aggro to you. That was the worst change in Minecraft history. I hate that update. That was awful. I did see an Enderlady in the distance. Yeah, there we go. Hello, Enderlady. Do I have Ender Pearls? I don't remember. You have an Ender Pearl I could borrow? Okay, she said no, so I'll just leave her be. Okay, so I'm guessing since I'm treading new ground and opening new chunks here, it's probably gonna be a little bit laggy, so I'm gonna make sure to have Snowy chop this up to be less unwatchable. I do want to investigate this light source over here. I'd imagine it's a lava pit, but it might be a village. Either way, I'm curious, and this is all about adventure. Yeah, lava pit. Oh, I know what I forgot. I don't have my spyglass. Because I can't do Optifine... Oi! Woman! Don't do that. You scared the shit out of me. I was just trying to deliberate here. Yeah, I know. I was trying to deliberate here about me not having my spyglass and not having Optifine. Can't sneak up on me like that. Jeez. What's your problem? I didn't even see you. Alright, well. You have an Ender Pearl I need. So, it's just business. Don't worry about it. And I will keep her grass block to... I'm gonna eat you. Yummy. With the blinding god rays of the rising sun, I do notice that right over there, there is a village, and I want to go investigate. Hello, pig. Llamas! Oh! Llamas! Oh, that's so cool! I so rarely run into llamas. Okay, I'm absolutely coming back for these guys. Hold on. Nope. Bam. We are super remembering where these llamas are, because I would love to have llamas back at home. Creeper! Oh! Sorry. Know your target and what is beyond your target. That's on me. That's how casualties happen. Alright, let's go ahead and put our weapon away. That's an interesting way for our farm to generate. We have a little acacia village here, and it seems this is a little acacia village that has fallen on hard times because they don't have, like, anything. This is cool, though. They may not have many exports aside from, like, you know, wheat or whatever. But, oh, that's where the rest of the village is. Well, this is a cool-ass village. Wow. I'm going to name this village, too. And for those of you wondering, Village of the Nameless Mountain is the name of the village. Melon! I might be most definitely taking those, because if memory serves, glistering melon slices are how you make regeneration potions? Let's think of a name for this village here, because this is a pretty cool-looking village. It's in a river valley, so they're like the Indus River Valley civilization, or whatever the fuck. I'm going to call this is the Constellation River Valley civilization. Look at all those melons. That's so many melons. So this is Constellation River right here, and they're in a valley, and this is a village. So this is a Constellation Village, I guess. Constellation Town. That sounds like a Pokemon location. Either way, I'm super pumped about this. This is cool as hell. I think I'm most definitely gonna make a Nether Portal highway leading here, because like, look at this place. Oh, I'm continuing to be awed by this. Is that a dripstone cave? Wow, I'm continuing to be awed by our seeds world generation here, which, can I do seed? Yeah, cool. If I haven't done it in a while, so there's the seed here. Once again, version 1.21.4. This is such a cool world. There's so many cool things to look at. But I do see a dripstone cave up there that I do want to investigate, so I think this is most definitely going to be our next Nether Portal teleporter situation, which it just so happens that this conveniently leads to a dead end here. So I'm just going to do myself a favor, and I don't have the obsidian with me now already, But I am going to carve this out a little bit and make a little spot for another portal going forward. And this will be our way to visit the... That'll be our nether highway teleport to reach Constellation Valley. Like, this is so cool. Maybe it's just because, you know, the shaders are making it look extra cool, but like, wow. Wowee, this is so cool. I have a lot more crap than I would prefer going into a, a cave here. But I suppose since I am going to be skipping iron and gold, I won't be carrying too much anyway. I'll probably hold on to coal too, to a certain degree, maybe 2 stacks. I'm going to try my best to not get too overly, focused on grabbing random resources I don't necessarily need at the moment. But right now, I am most concerned with investigating these dripstone caves, because this place is dope. Wow. Whole lot of shaking in the barn in here. This place is crazy. Oh, the dragon side of me is really, really perking up at this place. I would super live here. And it's right behind a waterfall, too. That is my ideal situation. If I were a big, sexy dragon, I would want to live in a den that is built behind a waterfall. So we have this fancy dripstone cave situation that we can explore. Plenty of space to move around, a whole lot of shaking in the barn, as I mentioned, a whole lot of shaking going on even. So I think it's best that we just kind of light our way generally through and be very careful where we step so we don't actually, impale ourselves. And also commit to memory that I can actually retrieve my arrows now. Right now, I'm just going to worry about lighting my way through the spikes so I don't... Ooh, that's dangerous. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Trying to get him to blow up. There we go. Plenty of spikes that are now no longer in the way. A little bit extra space to move around. You, however, serve no purpose to me, so you will perish. Boop. Ah. At least I got a hit in before I got exploded. Damn. He really snuck up on me. What I'm concerned about is there a safe way down? A safe way can definitely fit in here. This place is fucking huge. Not a super huge fan of this. Kind of super stressed out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this water bucket here to have a quick way down. And I'm going to run back up here real quick and grab some of this water. Just to fill our water bucket back up in case we need it. And because there's a whole lot of shaking in the barn, I'm going to most definitely keep my water bucket in my hotbar here. Because, not a big fan of shattering my ankles. Oh, this goes down. Alright, well, no harm in it, I guess. How wonderfully inconvenient for you that you can't actually do what I'm doing right now. Bam. You want to try it again? Bam. I missed. Hold on. There we go. Anyone else? Anyone else want to taste a Lady Mercy? No, I don't want to eat the thing. Bam. This is going to be such a vibe when I can actually use my my trident. Dual-wielding a crossbow and a trident. Hell yeah. So I think we're just going to take our time. We're going to explore this wonderful dripstone. That is so much copper. Like, oh my god. It's really aesthetic and cool, though, with the luminous ores I have from Astrolox shaders. We are down here to amass immaculate wealth, as Enderlady has suggested that we do, and blessed us with the luck to do so. So we ain't picking up anything that is not inherently valuable to us in this exact moment. Hello, more gold. Good to see you. Holy crap! Oh my god! That's probably not going to be the thumbnail background because it's really dark, but like, holy nuts! I think that's diamond all the way over there. Do I have like the coolest world generation in Minecraft? That's an abandoned mine shaft, I think. That's gotta be. I can't tell. Those are planks. That's an abandoned mine shaft. Okay, we gotta find a way to get through there. Our pickaxe is almost busted. Okay, tell you what. We have discovered Constellation's Maw. That's the name of this cave. Yeah, I'm all about the cool names today, because like we gotta do all of the cool shit for this place. So we have the pinned down. We know where it is. It is in Constellation Valley. We know where this is. We can come back. I want to come back with proper supplies, because this was just an expedition looking for something just to get some quick, immaculate wealth, as I mentioned. This deserves like an entire expedition on its own. Like I cannot just pop in here for 20 minutes and then leave. Okay, I'm kind of like being super cringe and nerdy about this, but this music kicking up like basically immediately after I named this place the Constellation's Maw, it is straight up like I discovered a new location in a fucking RPG or something. It is so fucking cool. And as I step out into the wilds, we can see the titular constellations of Constellation Valley. This is so sick. That is so sick. I'm loving the lore of my world. I really want to see what sort of view you have in Constellation Valley when the constellations are out. It's a pretty damn good view, I'm not gonna lie. Well, incredible discovery. Unfortunately, don't have the resources to actually delve into the Constellation's Maw today, but we are absolutely, I'm probably gonna make that, exploring that place, its own separate video. Because right now, I still have some stuff to do on the homestead that I want to take care of. At least we didn't come out of, you know, our expeditions in this video completely fruitless. We got 4 extra diamonds, we got a ton of extra iron and gold to a point where you don't really need to worry about it. And, you know, we've discovered the Constellation's Maw, so now we can come back at any time and explore that and see whatever millions of riches lie in that mountain. Holy crap. Like, if you are as impressed with this world's generation as I am, make sure to leave it in the comments below, because, like, it is crazy the stuff this seed has. Oh, hold on. Excuse me. Hello. Hi. Enderlady. Do you have an ender pearl I could borrow? It was over here? Was it over here? Okay, I'll just follow you then. Oh, I appreciate the recommendation, but I'm not sure if you noticed this, but yeah, over that way. There's a Constellation's Maw. It's this huge cave, so I don't really need to head in there, but thank you, though. She was nice. I liked her. I hope she gets whatever she wants in life. She deserves it. Don't like how that creeper was dead silent. Hated that. Didn't affect me, but I hated it. Alright, well, I will be trekking through the Aurora, and I will see you when I'm back home. Actually, before we transition to me being back home, here's a question for you, since I brought up, you know, mods and stuff. Wow, my elbow just cracked like crazy just then. How would you feel about me getting the Waystones mod, so I can actually have waystones that tell me, you know, I can properly name locations? Because I think it would be pretty cool to actually have a waystone there, because I can just make waystones. I don't need them to naturally spawn. I can make a waystone and place it in Constellation Valley. Even if I don't end up actually using them to teleport, it'd be really cool to just have a thing to say, like, hey, this is what this place is called. Because I kind of, like, I usually do this thing where I sort of name locations in my head when I'm just playing Minecraft. And now that I'm doing a Minecraft series, I can be vocal about that. So I'm thinking it might be kind of cool to actually have the ability to name locations and potentially travel to them with waystones and stuff. But I'm not sure that, maybe I know that's configurable. Maybe I'll make it cost like 5, 10 levels or something to teleport, so I'm not just cheating. But then again, I do cut out a lot of stuff anyway, so and maybe it would save some time. I don't know. That's why I'm asking you, right? So the Waystones mod, if you don't know, you can basically make fast travel points and name them. And they are lore friendly in the sense that they're actual physical things you have to craft. And I think you need an ender pearl or an eye of ender to craft them. And they're basically just, you know, checkpoints and stuff that you can use to travel to places quickly. And I think it's kind of cool. And it's very handy to be able to name stuff. So if that is something that you agree that I should add, make sure to mention it in the comments. A lot of calls to action in this video, but you know what? It's been a hot minute since I've talked to you all. And maybe it's just because, you know, the comment of the week with Calico actually answering a question I asked in the video. But I want to talk more. I want to ask you some questions. I want to give you a plethora of things to talk about if you're paying attention to the video and want to engage and whatnot. And, you know, engagement's good for the algorithm. It's a win-win for everyone. You get to tell me stuff that you're thinking about. I get to read it. I get engagement. I get more views. And we all get to be a big, happy family who speaks with each other and don't just ghost each other whenever Thanksgiving comes around in hopes that you, like, sit far enough away from them that you can just kind of look in their direction when someone else is talking and you don't actually have to directly talk with them, because even though they're family, you don't really know them and you don't really want to interact with them. You get the idea. The long and short of it is, should I get the Waystones mod? Anyway, we will now be transitioning back to the homestead. You know, I'm not great at many things. It is impeccable. My absolutely uncanny sense of direction. Anytime I think I may have gotten lost, I take a look to my right, I take a look to my left, and I see two different landmarks that aren't even landmarks that I've recognized immediately. I recognized the general shape of that lake and was like, oh, I'm getting close to home. And now there's the village of the Nameless Mountain, there's my cherry trees, and the Queen Victoria tunnels are right over there. Leave a like if you think I have an uncanny sense of direction. God, this tunnel looks so cool, shaders. The sun is shining in the sky. There ain't a cloud in sight. Hey, utility boat. So apparently I just left utility boat docked down here. Guess I don't need to have this one with me. Alright, we didn't get a whole lot of crap, but we made a huge discovery for our world. This grass block is to remember that Enderlady that scared the shit out of me, so it will be here as well. And now, what I want to do is I want to craft a cobblestone wall around the property. That's what I want to do. Just to say that this is my land, this is where I will be building stuff, and if I need to expand it at some point, I will, but I think we have plenty of property to work with. I probably won't need to expand it for quite some time. So, we have plenty of property to cover. Now that, you know, I've resolved to put a fucking fence around the whole place. So it is a damned good thing that we have plenty of cobblestone to mess with. Though, before I do that, I do want to deal with the tree situation we're dealing with. As you can see up there, apparently I missed a little bit of tree, and it's now just kind of sitting up there, which is a problem. Between that and this cherry tree situation over here, it is really deeply bothering me, and I want to get that taken care of before I worry about actually putting my walls up. Get out of here. Now, where in the nuggets... Ah, I see. There. So this should decay now. I think it's already decaying. Alright, cool. That dealt with just in time for me to be able to take a nap, because I did get attacked by phantoms. Actually, there's a big portion of me that wants to sleep, so I stopped dealing with phantoms, but at the same time, I kind of need phantoms to make phantom membranes. By killing them, I mean. I need phantom membranes to make slow falling potions, because those are super, super handy for the Ender Dragon boss fight. Are they necessary? No, not really. But they're nice to have, and it gives me an excuse to actually bother with, you know, alchemy in this game, which I do like doing, but wish it was a little bit more fleshed out. Maybe one of the mods I'll end up getting fleshes out alchemy a bit more, adds more potions or not. I don't know. Could be. The one thing I just wish is that, you know, when we finally get to that point and we beat the Ender Dragon and we get the dragon egg, I just really wish there was a way I could hatch it. I would love to be able to hatch the Ender Dragon egg, but it's just not a thing you can do. I'll get phantom membranes eventually. I can go 3 days without sleeping whenever the hell I want. It's not a big deal. Before we leave the house real quick, first and foremost, hey Cerberus, hello patrons, hey Enderlady. Let's grab all of our iron and such from here. Not quite what I imagined when I said immaculate wealth, but that is quite a bit of resources. Almost enough that I want to start consolidating it into blocks, but in this current moment, it'll look better having the individual stuff. Actually, I'm running out of rows for this, so actually I will consolidate the iron into blocks. If we really wanted to, we could start making iron golems as well. Do I have pumpkins? No, but I've gone past pumpkins multiple times. What I want to do is put up a wall around the property. So, do I have cobblestone walls? No, but I have plenty of cobblestone. I probably actually will do this sort of lamp design around the property as well, because I really like hanging lamps around things. Really aesthetic way to light up your property. But right now, I need that stone cutter. Okay, we now have 6 stacks of cobblestone walls. Plenty of business to work with. Now, where do we want to start? We're going to start over here, and I think I'm going to have the wall connect over here, and this is going to be where the exit is on the wall, and I'm gonna have this lead down to the water properly. I'm gonna make this a proper like staircase down to the ocean in case I ever need to go out specifically this way. Obviously we have the boat launch under our house, but it's good to have options, and I need to have a place for the wall to stop anyway. And we'll make this nice and aesthetically pleasing when this isn't, you know, when this is actually the main focus. But we're focusing on the wall right now. That's what we're doing. Go ahead and enter our storage. Hi walls, good to see you, buddy. So let's start the wall over here, which thankfully there is a pretty defined area that says where the property ends, because this is the farthest tree that has a lamp on it. So we'll go ahead and just start that here. Maybe right there, and then we'll connect around in a nice and aesthetic way. So while I get to putting our wall in, how's about I talk about that talking point that I mentioned very early on in the video that I never actually got to? Something that I came across, like, a couple of years ago. Not a new development, but it was new to me at the time. A development that reared its head, so to speak, in my life. I'm a Sonic fan. I like Sonic the Hedgehog. I think the games are really fun. And that revelation came from me really thinking about, like, just, I think I was watching a series of some sort. So someone was playing Sonic, and I was like, man, I love Sonic. This shit's cool. Wait a minute. I like Sonic. So I was thinking about, you know, Sonic the Hedgehog and the games I played when I was a youngin' and everything. And I was thinking about to the catalog of Sonic games that I actually had under my personal belt. In particular, I was thinking about how I haven't really played many Sonic games. I've played Sonic Heroes and I've played Sonic 1 and 2, and that's about it. And to say I played Sonic 1 and 2 is a bit generous. I did not enjoy those games. So I was like, you know what? With this revelation of mine, of me being a Sonic fan and enjoying Sonic the Hedgehog video games and such, and the characters and everything, I'm going to actually put in some effort, and I'm going to play some more, I'm going to play some more Sonic games. So, I have resolved to play every 3D Sonic game, and I'm currently working at that. That idea sprung from the fact that Sonic Forces was on sale over the holidays, and I bought that, and I have been loving that game. It is so much fun. The classic Sonic stages are the absolute worst part of the game, and I hate them, but the rest of the game is really cool, especially with the fact that it is very much just meant to be, like, making someone with a Sonic OC very, very happy, because so much of that game is just the various Sonic characters that everyone's come to love, talking about how cool your character is and how awesome they are and how capable they are. It's just them glazing your character for how cool they are, basically, and it's really, really funny. Was I the target audience for this? Absolutely. I felt awesome. Shadow thinks I'm cool. Hell yeah. So I've been playing Sonic Forces and I was like, you know what? I want to play every 3D Sonic game because, you know, this is the Sonic I like. I like me some 3D Sonic games. So I was looking at a list on Wikipedia of all of the Sonic games, and thankfully they have segmented it off between 3D platformer and 2D platformer. So I was able to just look at the 3D list and see these are all the games I need to play. There's quite a few on that list that I'm super pumped to get to, namely Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Frontiers. I'm not super pumped about the whole open world thing, but I suppose a Sonic game could work as open world. I need to get my hands on the game first and see how I feel about it. Currently, because, you know, I have beaten Sonic Forces and am currently passively working at 100%ing the game, my next project for actually beating a game in the list is Sonic Adventure DX. And oh my god, that is a video game. I am absolutely in love with Sonic Adventure. It is so much fun. That game was a fucking travesty. But it's a travesty in a good way. It's a travesty in the same way that The Room is a travesty. That movie is fucking terrible. I love it. So I have been having an absolute blast playing Sonic Adventure, and I am so looking forward to Sonic Adventure 2 next. I cannot wait to get to that game. But I do have to play through all of the characters in Sonic Adventure first. There's a whole game I need to get through. At this current moment, I have beaten Sonic's story, and I have beaten Tails' story, so I believe next is Knuckles and flying around looking for Chaos Emeralds, so that's going to be interesting. But largely, I have been having an absolute blast going through and playing all of the 3D Sonic games. I'm sure my enthusiasm will shift once I get to games like Sonic and the Secret Rings and Sonic and the Black Knight, especially with the fact that I kind of have to figure out a way to be able to play them. But I'll figure it out. But as many of you may have picked up on, I have a very particular opinion about Sonic games that may be controversial. I'm not sure. I feel like it might be just because it seems like the kind of thing to be controversial, but I'm not sure. Regardless, it is an opinion I hold, and I will now state it for everyone to hear, and torches be damned, if that is my fate, that is my fate. There has never been a good 2D Sonic game. Not a single one. Sonic got good with Sonic Adventure. That is my claim. Why did I say specifically Sonic Adventure when Sonic 3D Blast came out before that, and that was technically the first 3D Sonic game? Because Sonic Adventure was the first of the proper 3D era of Sonic, right? Sonic 3D Blast was kind of its own separate beast, because I think it was on the Sega CD or whatever the fuck. Okay, dude, what are you doing? Relax. It wasn't on a proper console yet. Whatever Sega's like CD thing, or it might have been the Philips CDI, I don't know. And that is definitely not the same style of game as Sonic Adventure or Sonic Forces or Sonic and the Black Knight. It is its own separate beast. So that's why I specified specifically Sonic got good with Sonic Adventure. You may be curious as to why I hold this opinion, assuming it's not, a widely accepted opinion that this is the case. I don't know. But just in case you are wondering why I hold such a vehement opinion, that is because I hold the further opinion that Sonic as a video game does not work as a 2D side-scroller. The main thing that everyone knows about Sonic the Hedgehog is that he's fast. The game's entire thing is you going through a level and going through a level fast and stylishly. That is Sonic. You cannot do that in a 2D platformer because you can't see where the fuck you're going. Even if you have learned a level, it is still 99% guesswork in terms of doing something clean and stylishly in a 2D Sonic game. Because while yes, memory is a very important factor in that, and you can just kind of remember where you're supposed to go, and when you're supposed to jump, stuff like that, you can build up muscle memory and such, there is still a certain degree where you need to see what's coming up next, so you can make the connection with your brain that this is what's happening, this is what you need to do. Obviously, I believe that there are people who can just, zip through these stages easy peasy without seeing where they're going. However, those are people who dedicate themselves to learning those levels back to back, likely for speedrun purposes, and actually doing official speedruns and stuff. As a general consumer of video media, video gaming and such, etc., fuck all that. That is too much work. No, I want to be able to go fast and feel cool about it, which is what the 3D Sonic games do best. Hence why I say there has never been a single good 2D Sonic game. Sonic Adventure was the first good Sonic game. Perhaps I'm opening up a can of worms by actually, thrusting myself in some way, shape, or form into the Sonic community, but I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I don't love Sonic. I fucking love Sonic. To an extent, I'm part of the Sonic community already just because I love Sonic. You wanna know how into Sonic I am? Don't worry, it's not gonna get weird, that's not what I meant. But do you wanna know how deep my interest in the Sonic franchise goes? My favorite Sonic character isn't in a game yet. I say yet because my favorite Sonic character is Whisper the Wolf, and I am super, super pumped that she's finally going to be able to get in a game at all, and her girlfriend, obviously. I am absolutely overjoyed that Whisper and Tangle are going to be putting into Sonic Cross Worlds. That's the thing everyone calls about it. The new kart racer that came out like a couple months ago, or whatever. I don't know. The one with Minecraft Steve in it. I'm super, super pumped that they're getting added to the game, but I don't have the game. Because it's $70. I'm intending to buy the game because I feel obligated to buy the game because it is the first video game that my favorite Sonic character has ever been in. That's kind of monumental. And I further feel obligated to get Crossworlds because, what kind of lesbian Sonic fan would I be if I didn't immediately buy a game purely to play as the token lesbian couple? Well, me specifically, I'm probably not going to play Tangle at all, but I'm absolutely going to be maining Whisper. Super, super pumped about that. Super looking forward to it. I think they come out in February. I don't know. I haven't exactly been paying attention to the roadmap for a game I don't play. But I will be watching very closely in, I believe, February for when Tangle and Whisper get added to the game so I can actually play as Whisper in a fucking video game for once. I'm still overjoyed that that's even happening at all. While the topic of Sonic is still, on the docket, I've been having a super, super huge amount of fun with playing Sonic Forces, largely because while I've never really got into the whole making Sonic OCs thing, because, it was a relatively recent revelation that I was a Sonic fan at all, I am absolutely getting into that now because of Sonic Forces being, you can create an avatar in that game and, you play the game and you hang out with Sonic and Sonic's your best friend or whatever. And I've put quite a bit of effort into making, actual characters that I like in Sonic Forces for making different characters of the different species to get, missions done with playing as each species, which I have since done. And I think they're all pretty cool. But my main one that was, my first character that I used to just actually play through the game itself initially on my first playthrough was this wolf lady here. I think she's fun. I think she's cute. I really like her. And the funny thing about her is I didn't really bother giving her a name because the game never prompted me to name my character. That you just get called Rookie the whole game, so I didn't name this character. So when my buddy Nathan saw me playing Sonic and was like, oh cool, so what's your cool Sonic OC's name? I was really put on the spot of thinking of fuck, I need to name this character now. So I tried my best to come up with the most generic generic try-hard name I could think of because it's a Sonic OC and thought that would be funny. And honestly, it's kind of thematic that I did it because my two Sonas, the entire point of their names is that they're supposed to be generic, which I don't think I've ever actually addressed, which is weird to think about because this is like a very common fact about me to myself that I don't think I've ever mentioned. But to shorthand things, I do not want my OCs to be special. I want them to feel more realistic in the world that they live in. So to really emphasize that fact with, about my OCs, with these being my Sonas specifically, I went out of my way to give both of my personas very generic names to sort of emphasize the fact that they're not special in their own world. This isn't some sort of like trauma thing, being like, imposter syndrome or whatever, saying like, I'm not special, don't treat me special, which I do believe, but that's not the point. It's more so I wanted to have my characters be grounded in the reality that they live in, so it can be like easily understood that they are characters in this world and they are not necessarily, these like the chosen one, the prophecy is true sort of characters. That doesn't really vibe with me. I want more grounded characters that I feel like this person could exist in this world. So that's why I basically put no effort into giving my characters unique names, and I actually did the opposite, and that's why my Coyote is named Vixie, probably the most common name for a female canine character in the world. Granted, she's not a fox, she's a coyote, so there's a little bit of uniqueness there, but the point is, it's not a very creative name, and that is exactly the point. It wasn't supposed to be creative. It was actually supposed to be uncreative, and that's why my Dragon Sona's name is Ember, probably the most generic dragon name there is, and very similar to Vixie. Her name isn't really fitting to who she is because she has nothing to do with fire whatsoever. Ember, I haven't really talked about her in a video yet, so here you go. Ember is not a fire dragon. She is a mist dragon. Her whole thing is rain. Rain, clouds, weather, wind, etc. That's her thing. She's a mist dragon. So very similar to Vixie, fittingly, that they're the same person. Her name is very generic, but is unique in the sense that you would not expect this character to have that name, I guess. Vixie isn't a fox, i.e. a vixen, so you wouldn't expect her to have that name. And Ember doesn't have anything to do with fire because she's a mist dragon, so she actually has to do with the opposite because, rain, water, and yet her name is Ember, inherently fire related. So it's that same sort of idea of it being a generic name that's unique in its own sense because it doesn't quote unquote fit the character. That was the, what's the word I'm looking for? The approach I took to naming my persona. Plural. If you're ever curious about the naming convention I had for my characters, there you go. I try my best to give them reasonable, realistic names to make them feel more grounded and relatable. And since, I'm talking about Vixie anyway, she's not a fox, she's not a vixen, so why is her name that? And that is a very simple fact. It's a nickname. Vixie isn't her actual name. That's just what people call her. Vixie is short for Victoria. That's her name. And Ember's name is just Ember. It's not a nickname. That's actually just her name. So if any of you were further yet curious where Vixie's name came from, there you go. I will take any excuse to talk about my OCs and my persona as I can. I have no shame. I am proud of who I is. I am proud of what I do. And I am proud of the characters I make. And furthermore, I am proud that we have now finished a cobblestone wall. I will most definitely be putting the lamps around the wall off camera, because that is a long, tedious process. So that'll be done off camera, probably in episode 10. I'll probably have that already done, and then I'll probably have this staircase in as well. But for now, the wall is here, and in theory, should keep a couple things out. I do want to fill up this creeper hole since we're homesteading real quick. Let's do a once-over of the property real quick to see if there's any other creeper holes I need to fill up, which I don't think there is. I was pretty on top of that. Not seeing much. This was recently terraformed, but I'm actually going to change it up just a little bit, make it look a little bit more natural. Pillagers! Pillagers in my axolotl pond! What the hell are you doing here, you big bitches? Lady Mercy, in here. Let me grab the 9 real quick. Okay, we're really gonna have to worry about knowing our target and what is beyond our target, because they're in our axolotl pond. Let's tell you what. You wait right there. Is there a shield? Do I have a shield anywhere? No? Okay. Alright, well, it looks like they're out. So we're going to close this up real quick. Defend the homestead. It's kind of a pain in the ass that I just put a wall up and they just spawned inside the wall. Get out of here, Grand Poobah. You're not wanted. 360. Oh, you got fucking dunked on, bitch. Alright, and because Minecraft is cool and epic, we don't have to worry about not going to any village because we have an ominous bottle, which I am so pumped about that change. Beforehand, I had to, what I did was, do we have like a magic brewing? Yeah, we'll go in here. Beforehand, the way I handled pillagers and not having to worry about raids and stuff was I would trick the Grand Poobah into like falling into a hole that is perfectly sized for him. And then I would cover that up, break one block, and fill that hole with water and just let him drown. That's how I dealt with pillagers without getting the, the bad omen or whatever. Well, I guess this pig is just part of the family now, so if you want to come out, you can, buddy. Blue Goldie, you okay? They didn't do anything? Nah, they're fine. Well, unfortunately, despite the fact that I said I did want to figure out a farm situation in this episode, I'm not out of time because my Minecraft episodes don't have a time set. However, my voice is, as you can very likely tell, dying because I've been recording for like almost 3 hours. So I'm going actually to cut this video here. Let me take my armor off. So that is going to be the end of this episode of the Wolf Quest. If you genuinely enjoy this video, consider dropping a like and make sure to hit that subscribe button to become a pup if you haven't already, and to hit the bell so it actually does something. If you want to support me in the channel, you can do so on Patreon for just $5 a month and get a bunch of cool perks. A huge shout out to all of my current patrons. I love you all so much. And of course, if you don't want to deal with the subscription, you can always just buy some of my art. My name's Vixie, and I will see you all in the next one. Minecraft is making a full return, don't you worry.